Tonight on Newsbeat, what if there was no S in LSU? An update on how LSU plans to combat extreme budget cuts.
Also, what's next for LSU's Acacia chapter? We have the latest on the fraternity's fate.
And a university teacher accused of offering sex for better grades to a student. But is it true, or is it just a game of he said, she said? All this and more, Newsbeat starts right now. Tonight on Newsbeat, students react to an email alert sent out by LSU PD.
Also, reporter Christine Amon shows us what LSU has in store for the new Honors College.
And what do state budget cuts mean for LSU? We have the answer. Stay tuned. Newsbeat starts right now. Tonight on Newsbeat, how a fraternity's annual Old South Ball is sparking opposition on campus.
And could the UREC renovations be delayed again? We'll tell you what could be setting construction back.
Also, why university tuition could be raised even higher in the future. All this and more, Newsbeat starts right now. The Kappa Alpha fraternity on LSU's campus has the Old South Ball every year, but this year it will be at a different location. Jackie Massey reports on why the fraternity is changing the venue for their annual ball.
Coming up, Sarah Lofdale gives an inside look at ISIS and what our nation's leaders are saying about terrorist organizations.
And the rain is finally gone, so what does the weekend have in store? Kristen Bertel has the weather when we return. When we come back, what designers have in mind for the upcoming LSU Lake restoration.
Also, why some LSU students think new smoking policies are unjust.
Stay tuned.
Back, LSU softball and baseball are #1 in the nation, but what are the chances of staying on top? Cody Krupp has your sports update next.
Stay tuned. When we come back, why you should be wary of what time you buy ice cream.
Also, how one LSU student is taking the fashion industry by storm.
And how you can give back to the community simply by drinking your favorite soda. Stay tuned. When we come back, find out how old the world's most popular board game is.
Stay tuned. Up after the break, how Bobby Jindal plans to get rid of Common Core.
And why Louisiana oyster harvesters could be in trouble.
Also, do traffic cameras actually help deter red light runners? Reporter Leanna Pineda has the scoop when we return.
In breaking news, the Acacia National Fraternity released a statement saying the fraternity is being removed from LSU's campus due to hazing rituals. A former Acacia pledge spoke to us yesterday about the hazing.
You know, we were locked in a room. We had to smoke 47 packs of cigarettes between all of us. Some people had to get big lips of dip, and a few people, had to consume so much tobacco or nicotine that they got sick. They probably got nicotine poisoning and were in the bathroom throwing up.
In 2013, the Louisiana legislators passed a law which requires all public universities to implement a smoke-free policy on campus. Now, some students say this tobacco-free policy is discriminatory. Students spoke out at the last Senate meeting, urging student government to create a designated spot on campus for students to smoke, and the push for a smoking area comes after complaints of students smoking in front of Middleton Library, despite the regulations in place.
The Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries will close the oyster season tomorrow in a portion of public oyster seed grounds east of the Mississippi River and north of the Mississippi River Gulf outlet. The Wildlife Agency said in a press release that it is in the best interest of the public to protect the remaining oyster resource for long-term conservation in the area. According to the agency, the area holds a limited oyster supply. It is estimated that over 54,000 sacks of seed oysters and 3,000 sacks of market-sized oysters were harvested on the first day of the shortened season.
Welcome back. Governor Bobby Jindal released his two-pronged plan to rid the state of Common Core in a press conference yesterday afternoon. Jindal said he will back legislation that allows parents, educators, and school leaders to have a say in the new process. In the meantime, Jindal said public schools will go back to using grade level expectations from 2004 and 2005 and renew the LEAP and iLEAP exams to measure student achievement. More Common Core proposals will be debated during the 2015 legislature on April 13th.
Bad news for on-campus swimmers. The UREG pool will be closed until around midsummer due to a leak. The pool will have to be drained to find where the leak is coming from. It could cause structural problems, so an investigation of where the leak is coming from is the primary step. The athletics department is letting students use an natatorium pool for laps Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 1:30, and Tuesday and Thursday from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Their goal is to reopen the UREG pool before it closes again. This second time it is closed will be for renovation. The leak has not delayed construction.
A small trickle, but you don't want to do construction and ignore anything of that nature. You don't want to continue with construction and just...
Construction updates and information can be found on the UREC's website at lsuniversityrec.com. LSU will host a silent disco tonight. Silent disco is a dance party in which participants decide what music to play while wearing their own headphones, given the effect of dancing to silence. Admission is free for LSU students, and the event will run from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. The event will take place in Parker Coliseum due to rain.
Welcome back. Today marks the 80th anniversary of the world's best-selling board game, Monopoly. The patents for the game were created back in 1935, now distributed by Hasbro. Monopoly has been translated into 47 languages and played in over 114 countries.
Well, I know I certainly remember playing that game. It's a game that literally destroys friendships.
You were so right. I can remember getting into so many arguments, but you know, maybe that's because I kind of cheat. So.
Well, now I know that I definitely don't want to play Monopoly with you. But that's all the time we have for today. But you know, as always, you can stay updated with us on TigerTV.tv and of course, Tiger TV Newsbeat on our YouTube channel. From all of us here at Newsbeat, have a great night.